Hello, hello, hello. Good morning in Malaysia and good evening in the US. We are here with another guest. I have to say, I'm so excited. And also, this is like -2 day from the whole summit. This is the 6th week, and we have like 2 more days. And I have to tell you guys, I will miss it. Although it was really hard to be on the show 24/7, always on the screen, but I believe the next 1 week I will be like waking up like, okay, I have to go live.
Yes.
Hi, Tim. How are you today?
Hi, I'm great. Andrea, how are you? Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. The audience doesn't know, but this is like an improvised setup with what we do with Tim, because we met at Brian Schulman's show and that they are doing with Nancy. And Tim is exploring solo, like a solo singer.
Yes.
and he is journeying into something very, very new. And I just wanted to hear his story, and I wanted you guys to hear his story because it's super inspiring. So before we get there, Tim, tell us a little bit more about yourself. Who are you? What's your favorite food? Do you have a dog or a cat? Tell us a little bit more.
Sure. Hey, everyone. I'm Tim Sohn. I live here in Pennsylvania. My favorite food. Ooh, that's a good question. I like pot roast. And what else did you want to know?
Yeah, whether you have a dog or a cat person or dog person.
No animals. Our kids want animals, but we don't have any yet.
Okay, not at all. And can you explain the patros? Because I have to say I haven't been in the US, never ever. So maybe it's something that I don't know what it is.
What did you want me to explain?
The food that you explained.
Oh, pot roast. It's a kind of meat. I usually have it with like mushrooms and carrots, and it's really yummy.
Oh, okay. So I will try when I visit you.
Yes, I would love that.
Oh, that's so nice. So, Tim, how is the weather there now? I'm just asking about the weather, everyone. Like, it's so different. Here in Malaysia, it's rainy season, so a bit sunny, a bit rainy. What's the situation there?
Yeah, here it's gotten chilly lately. It's been like in the 30s in the morning, and it's gotten pretty chilly all of a sudden. Yeah, and it's dark right now because it's 9 o'clock.
Oh yes, I always forget it's evening for you. It's
Yeah.
the time zones are just so amazing. It's like magic. We are traveling
Right?
time every single day when we're talking to each other from other people, from other time zones. So, Tim,
Mhm.
let's start your story. You had an amazing story, and even last year at the summit when I was doing the last year's hybrid summit, we had some people who were sharing their comeback story. I call it comeback story because it's something that happens to people. They are not really having control over it, but then they take over the control and they are getting out of it. And you have a similar story on your side. Tell us a little bit more about it.
Yeah, sure. So in 2008, when I was 26 years old, I was diagnosed with chronic myeloid leukemia. I had never had any previous major medical issues. There have been people in my family, like grandparents, and my uncle passed away of Hodgkin's lymphoma. And so I noticed that I had some purple blotches on my legs one day. So I went to my primary care physician, and they took some blood tests. And as I'm leaving the parking lot, they call my cell phone and say that I need to go to the hospital right away. So I drive 2 hours, probably the longest drive of my life because I have no idea what to expect. And so I drive there. I'm at the hospital about a week, and in that time period, they diagnosed me with chronic leukemia. The only thing I had heard about leukemia in the past is I knew that a child that I went to school with when I was younger had passed away from leukemia, but I really was not familiar with it at all. So I was really lucky that I had a great support system. My mom actually used to work at the hospital where I ended up going. She used to be she was a public health nurse. She's retired now. And so, having a great support system definitely helps. My mom, my dad, my sister Eileen are also supportive. Um, and so it was really a shock because, like I said, I never had any issues like this in the past, and all of a sudden I had chronic leukemia.
So that was just a realization, like, but I hope it's okay if I ask, like, how did the process go for you? Have you read about it? Have you asked people about it? Were just the doctors that told it to you? So how is this process of exploring and embracing and all the beginning of realizing that you have some problems?
Yeah, so the doctors were very helpful. I actually still go to the same oncologist from that hospital now, even though he's 2 hours away from where I live. Just because I like to, since he knows my whole medical history, that's I don't mind the 2 hour drive. But between, excuse me, between him, he's a great oncologist, and my mom is really good at asking questions, and she has the public nurse health background, so that was really helpful as well. But it all did happen very quickly, as I really knew nothing about it at all. So it was a learning process for sure. One of the things
And
that Sorry, go ahead.
no, it's just the emotional side. Like, how does it? How was it first when you met with it? Like, were you like already like I will get over it, or you needed some pull up? You needed that community around you that was helping you.
The community definitely helped because it's that unknown that you just don't. I just had no idea what to expect. Would it shorten my life at all? Just a few months later, I had started dating my now wife, Joy, and she actually found out that I had leukemia because she found an appointment slip on the refrigerator. I had not told her yet. And yeah, but just it all happened so quickly. It's but I wasn't really discouraged. What happened was that they told me that with chronic leukemia I need to take oral chemo medication for the rest of my life, which is really expensive if you don't have insurance. Luckily, we have good insurance here. Um, but for people who don't, it can be very expensive. I believe it's over $10,000 a month
Wow.
uh, without insurance, which is really crazy.
Yes,
Um,
it is. I mean, not everyone can afford. Like 10,000, it's already a very, very good salary for not even middle wage. It's like a good salary, right?
yeah, but luckily there's organizations like the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society that sometimes help with funding for medication, or sometimes the pharmaceutical companies have programs that you can apply for. Um, so there are some options out there in terms of getting some assistance. Yeah.
Okay, so we have some guys watching us. So Simfong is here. Going live is no comparison to still living. Good day. Hi, Simfong. Yes. Then Nora is here. Hi, Nora. And Jagatis is
Hello.
also here. And Nora is asking a question. How did you feel when you first found out? Like, what was the first feeling in your mind?
I guess just shock, just unexpected, like what?
I
you
guess
know
so. So how did it go further? Like you started the treatments, your family was supporting you. You were still doing your normal daily life, right? In this story, like you didn't close yourself down or Was it hard
Yeah,
to go to meet people and to be happy and keep up the face while you are inside a little bit shocked and afraid?
it wasn't. I mean, it was kind of a surreal time at first because it was so unexpected. But I've been lucky that throughout the 15 years, there's been very few times that I've been like really sick as a result of the medication or the leukemia. Thankfully, also for chronic leukemia, they have a number of different options for the oral chemo medication, especially now since it's been 15 years over that time. I believe there's at least 5 options now because
Mhm.
sometimes what happens, and this happened to me, was that sometimes the medication, like you become immune to the medication over time. And so sometimes you have to switch. And luckily, with chronic leukemia, there's a number of options. But I am very grateful um, that I've never really been, I've pretty much operated like I don't have leukemia. The only reminder I have is that every day I have to take an oral chemo medication pill, and that is a daily reminder. So the thought is in my head that I have it, but it doesn't really affect my day to day living.
So how did the story go further? Like, okay, you realized you dealt with it, you got your medication, you are, I guess, you were easily settled on a ways that you figured out what to do, and you are living your life to these measures that you have to take the medication. But what happened after? I know that you are inspiring so many. So how did this inspiration part came into the picture?
Yeah. So what happened was in June. Yes, yes. In June, a number of things happened. Now, in December, next month, it will be 15 years that I've been living with leukemia. And I've never thought about sharing my journey on social media, at least not on a live show or a virtual event or any kind of thing. But what happened in June was that Steve Sullivan, who I know from LinkedIn, he had shared his journey of living with acute leukemia. He's a 35-year survivor, which is amazing.
I know him. I had an
Do you know
interview with
him?
Steve. Yes, I had
Oh,
an interview with
awesome.
Steve in the Dare to Dance Your Wish series. Yes, he was my guest. He's an amazing, inspiring person. I love him.
Yes. Yes, that's awesome that you know him. Yes. So he had created a video on National Cancer Survivor Day in June. In the same week, Jenny Gold had invited me on her live show, and her live show is usually about autoimmune conditions, diseases, whatever you want to call it. Uh, and in the meantime, I had been creating more vulnerable content through the Radiating Real movement that Nancy Barrows created, which basically is you show up on social media as you are. You don't have to be all polished and shiny. You just show up in the moment. So I had been creating more vulnerable content. Before, I had been creating content that was mostly business related, like live streaming tips or, stuff like that, blah, blah, blah. And then I started sharing more vulnerable content. And so Jenny Gold invited me on her show in June. And that was the first time I shared my leukemia story. And then Nancy Barrows invited me on her Connected Human Conversations show. And I've been on a bunch of shows and virtual events since then, sharing my story. And so many people reached out, just sending love and support and prayers, and people reaching out to me who are cancer survivors saying that they want to get on a call with me. This one guy contacted me. He said he was just diagnosed in May with uh with chronic leukemia, a different form of it. Could we get on a call? He doesn't know what to expect. It's so early on, you know. And and it's just been so I don't even know what the word is. Like I didn't expect any of this, By sharing my story, I I just felt like the time was right because Jenny Gold invited me on her show. Steve Sullivan did that video, and I had been doing Radiating Real, and I was like, this must be a sign that it's time to share my story. So
So everything came together so that you can come forward and inspire others. I guess the one
yeah.
question that is coming to my mind is that wasn't it so hard? I mean, it's already something that you have in your life, but then people start to talk to you about their problems. I know that I'm an empath too, so when people are really talking
Right.
about hard things, I'm like crying like crazy. Like I
Oh my
cannot
gosh.
cannot
Yeah.
separate myself. So how did you do that? How could you take on those weights that people started to talk to you about their own problems?
I I mean, I just did. Like I just
You didn't think, you just did it.
yeah, I just did it. Like when people reached out, I just I reached back and it's been so great to get on calls with people just like to hear their stories, to share anything that I can share. It's one guy that I talked to, he's an amazing photographer. He's been published in like National Geographic and these amazing publications and just like hearing people's stories. And I even created a direct message group on LinkedIn for leukemia survivors. So like I'll talk to one leukemia survivor and then I'll be like, "Hey, I talked to these other people. Would you like to be connected to them?" Just to show up and support each other when we need it. And yeah, so it's been really cool to connect with other survivors and connect them, just to support each other.
Yeah, to have a safe place. I
Yeah.
strongly believe in the people who are living through the same things. Like Nora is doing amazing things for some people who have palliative problems, palliative clips and all this. So she is
Mm,
in this field, and I see the power that she has because she can connect all these people and the parents, the kids, everyone can share their story, right?
yes.
And they can just, even if it's like a small problem, like how do you talk to your child? How do you encourage them? Should you do an operation? Even just daily thing like I'm feeling low, let's support each other. She's providing this to her community, and if it's like topical, like people who are in the same problem, it's a bit
Yeah.
stronger bond, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and thank you, Nora. I do feel like there's a special bond between like people who have cancer, not just cancer, but people that have similar, situations going on. Um it's just special, I think. Yeah.
So what's next for you? What's coming up, and yeah, what do you plan to step further? Because I know that you will never stop until you are making the people happy and connecting them and building up a community. So what's the next step for you, Tim?
Yeah, so I've been working on a new live show called Showing Up Perspectives on Cancer. And it's going to launch next Tuesday, November 9th at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. You can watch it on my LinkedIn profile, among other places. And what it is it's really a safe space for survivors and cancer supporters. And we're also going to have authors on and medical professionals, people from cancer organizations, and it's really a safe place to show up, to share your story and connect with people that are in similar situations. So uh, the development of this has just happened over the last few weeks. I'm excited to collaborate with Kara Ulker is my co-host and producer, and she's done all the branding for the show and everything. And yeah, I'm just really, really excited um, to get it going. Yeah.
I mute myself. You see the details here. John Karaoke, it's the first episode, premiere episode, showing up, perspectives of cancer. And then you also have the link in the comments. So please, guys, if you would like to check it out, then go to the link in the posts and the comments, and then just save it, put it into your calendar, and check it out. If you are interested, maybe you will find some uplifting, maybe you will find it nice, maybe you can collaborate. Who knows what the future brings, right?
Yeah, exactly. We've already have people reaching out wanting to share their stories. Um, so that's exciting.
So when it's organizing about these shows, let's just talk about what you did with Brian and Nancy together. You are doing the Voice Your Vibe show. So it's kind of like a show that I love to join in because every single time I have smiles on my face. And you were there for such a long time, right? How many years you were working together with Brian and Nancy?
Oh gosh, I started, I believe, in February of 2020, and my last show is just last Saturday. Um, yeah, it's so fun, and so I had actually met Brian because we had connected on social media. We had some mutual friends, and then I was doing a show called The Family First Show, where I brought on entrepreneurs, and we were talking about how to juggle work and life. And Brian came on the show, and we had a great conversation. And then he posted one day on Facebook that his producer couldn't show up one day because he was sick or something like that. And so I just reached out. I sent him a direct message and I said, "Hey, do you need a producer for a day?" Well, that day turned into up until last Saturday.
Yeah, Jackie's saying Brian and Nancy happy moments for me. Yeah, I believe
Yes.
everyone. Yeah, it was happy. But it's your work is kind of like producing shows, or because we didn't really talk about your original work or profession. So what's your profession?
Yeah. Yeah, so now I'm focused entirely on live streaming. So one thing I do is producing shows. So if you want to show up on your show as the host or your virtual event, and you want somebody behind the scenes, bringing all the people on, bringing the graphics on, the banners, the tickers, all the things. I'm behind the scenes and also sometimes plan those live shows and virtual events as well. And I love to work with organizations and brands that are focused on, especially on impact, building relationships, community, that kind of thing. I love to work with people like that. And then the other thing I do is I coach people or brands or nonprofits on how to develop their own live shows or level them up in some way. Also focused on those three things I talked about before, but all
Well,
live
well, well,
streaming all the
well.
time.
Surprise, surprise, surprise. So
Yeah.
next year, Global Empowerment Summit, huh?
Yes.
Ah, yes, so nice. I mean, I love connections through LinkedIn, and I love connections through the digital world. We were talking a little bit about it, that how different the world became, because we have friends who we have never met. I
Yes.
have more than 100, 200 friends all over the world now, just after this summit, and I haven't counted last year's summit. Plus all the other
Yeah.
people who I met through LinkedIn, and it just it would be a nice road trip to go around the world and meet everyone, and
Right?
document it.
Yeah, it's so true. We were saying before how it would be so nice to see, like there's certain people that you meet online that you really want to meet in person, right? Like Nancy, I have never met in person yet. I've seen Brian in person 2 times. Um, yeah. But yeah, I agree.
Yeah, this is the crazy part, that we just work together, we do things together, we enjoy the times, and then, oh, all right, we
Right?
haven't met, and then you don't realize that you haven't met. I don't know whether you had these moments, like you talk to someone and then it's like you are friends forever, and
Yeah.
then all of a sudden you are like, we have never met.
Yeah. I mean, Jim, I also have another show called The Tim and Jim Show. And Jim, my co host of that show, he lives in Atlanta, Georgia. I've only seen him in person 2 times, and we've been doing our show for more than 3 years. Right? So it's kind of funny,
Yeah, it's really
how it
funny.
all works.
So what's next after this? Like, you have the show, you are helping people, you are supporting people. What's next on your journey? What you are looking up to? Like, tell us a little bit more about your future plans.
Yeah. I mean, I want to keep producing shows, keep helping people launch their own live shows. It was funny because when I originally announced the show, I first announced it on Elizabeth Ndungu, the Kindness Incorporator, I announced it on her show. And I did a post every day leading up to the announcement, like teasing people. I didn't say what it was. I would say, can you guess who I'm collaborating with? I did 2 LinkedIn polls. And the intrigue was like crazy. People were like messaging each other and messaging me to see what was going on with the show. But what's next? I mean, I don't really know. I don't know. I could see myself working more like with some kind of cancer organization.
Mhm.
I don't really know, but I do think all of this is going somewhere. I'm just not sure exactly where yet.
Yeah, keep it open, keep it open. I always say to people, you never know. You just have to take the opportunities and then you will see where it goes. Keep it flexible. But I also think that it's very important work what you do in a way that most of the time social entrepreneurs, NGOs, organizations, they don't really have the time and the money to build up their marketing, to create live shows like this, to have the personal to do that.
Yeah.
So what do you think about it? How could we solve the problem? How can people help more to organizations to be more visible in today's world? Because it's not like before that you are sending out leaflets about your NGO, you are knocking on doors. It's not working anymore.
Yeah, that's true. And live video is so powerful. It really develops that relationship between, we're on the screen and people are watching, right? One of the things that I really like about Brian's shows is that we brought people live on with us from the comments. So we
Yeah.
would never know who it is that's going to show up. But I really feel like that impact of like when you're actually on the screen with someone, right? Not that people who are in the comments are not affected, but when you're actually having a conversation on the screen, I feel like that impact is even more powerful, right?
Yeah, I think there are ways and levels in this online world. Like the
Yes.
first way how you do it is just when you write, so people see the text, the blog, the website, and all this. Then you have like the solo kind of videos that you post, right? It's also one way. But then when you start to the interview people, and I love the panel discussion, I have to say we had like a lot of panel discussions throughout these 6 weeks, and it's powerful when you have like diverse people on the screen sharing
Yeah.
opinions from all over the world at the same time about the same topic, because
Yeah.
it shows a variety. And then when you have the surprise guests, that's also another level, because I did it a few times on my show. I was like, hey guys, just if you want to join me, I'm feeling lonely, join the
Oh, that's
show,
awesome.
and then just
Yeah.
come here. And I put a link into the comments, and then people were like, well, okay, I'm going. They jumped in, and
Yeah.
then we were talking. So it's kind of like making it more lively, more like a real time conversation when you meet someone on the street, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's so good. And that's what I love too about working on Brian's shows is that people literally watch and come on from all over the world. I mean, Bill Bradford comes on from he actually jumped into a pool while he was on our show. People have come from like the forest or their car or wherever they are, that's where they join us from in the moment. And it's
Yeah, I
not
remember the guy from Hawaii, from the beach, and I was like, what?
Hawaii.
Me
Yeah, that was
too. I
Bill.
want to go
Yes. Yeah.
there. Beautiful experiences and beautiful life stories. So, Tim, at the end of the show, this year's summit is about the young and the wise people together. So, in your experience, in your field, even among leukemia survivors, right? Do you know anything how younger and wiser people are dealing with this issue, or do you have a message to them? Like, how could they be um, more open about it, and why is it good to open up and speak about it, or at least find a supporting group that is there for you?
I think it helps so much as as especially as cancer survivors, right? To have people, no matter what age they are, um, just to be able to show up And this year has been so much for me. This year has been just about showing up. And whether I'm in a collared shirt or in a sweatshirt or however I show up, right? Um, and just the power of showing up and to be there for other people. Especially we've just lived through a pandemic and it's not over yet. But um I think that's really taught us the importance of connecting with other people and showing up for other people and supporting other people.
I hope a lot of people will listen to you, and then if you rewatch this show later on the replay, please don't be afraid to reach out to Tim, because he is going on with this show. He's supporting survivors, and in any ways, even if you need help with starting your live show, please reach out to Tim, and then you will find him according to the name on LinkedIn. And we also put the show's link into the comments, so search it back and you can just jump on the show and listen to them sharing their experiences and supporting survivors. So what we can do now, Tim, is that I would like you to send out a empowering message at the end of this show. And then at the end, I will just let you go and I will continue with the show. I have some videos to play, but I'm super happy to have you here. I'm wishing you all the best with your show. I think you will elevate and support so many people all around the world. So I'm wishing you all the best with that. And yeah, let's hear it. Here, Team Sohn. Da 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 da. And the empowering message.
Yes. Oh, and look, Nancy Barrows is here. Hi,
Nancy
Nancy.
just
She
found
just
out
found
about
it.
Facebook commenting. Yay!
She's just on time for my empowering message.
Yes,
Yes.
the right moment.
Yeah. I mean, I would really reiterate the point about showing up. Like Nancy created the Radiating Real movement, and it's all about showing up. You don't have to be all polished and shiny. Just show up as you are. And that leads to so many amazing things. I mean, I've been creating more personal content, more vulnerable content since June. And that has led me to connecting with other cancer survivors, connecting with family members of cancer survivors. It's led to the creation of this show with Kara Ulker and myself actually connected because we both created Radiating Real posts. We got on a call together and we've been showing up for each other ever since June, as we call each other besties. Kara showed up one day on Shout Out Saturday, and in StreamYard, she typed in, Kara, Tim's bestie. And now we really are. So the power of showing up has so many effects. It can connect you with other people that you never thought that you would be collaborating with and become friends with. And I also feel like creating personal content, for me, it's almost therapeutic in a way. I created a post recently that wasn't about leukemia. It was about something different. It was about how I have a sister, Mary, who passed away when she was 7. She had a brain aneurysm. And my daughter, Caitlin, just turned 7, and she has the same birthday as Mary. Yeah. So we gave Caitlin the middle name of Mary. And so I wrote a post about this and I put a picture of Mary, and that post resonated so much with people. And then I did a workshop with Nancy on how personal content is your most powerful tool. And I shared that story during the workshop. And somebody reached out to me after the workshop and said, thank you for being so transparent. Your story gave me chills. My dad passed away on October 13th. So I would just encourage everyone, by creating personal content as part of your social media plan, right? That those personal stories connect you with other people on a human level, right? We're all humans first before we're entrepreneurs or whatever we are. And sharing those personal stories just connect you at such a deeper level with people. So I would encourage you all to create personal content. And it doesn't have to be a cancer story. There are so many things that connect us, so many stories, just on a human level.
Yeah, at the end, it's all about love.
Yes.
That's what
Just
I
like
feel like.
this. I'm wishing you
Yes,
love.
yeah, love, love, love. I don't have these fancy filters that you have, but
Yes. Yours are even
this is what
better.
we see in the shows, right?
They're the natural ones. These are even better. Yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
So Nancy's saying the same. Personal content is your most powerful tool. Yes, exactly. That's something. Yep, exactly. We are all human and have an important,
Yes.
inspiring story to share. And I always say we all have some gemstones within. It's just we have to explore them and exploit them, and then bring it forward, and then shine the world with it. So that's kind of like the message of today. I was really, really happy to have you here, Tim. As
Thank you.
Jagatis is saying. Best wishes to you, and stay healthy, and God bless us all.
Thank you. Thank you so much for showing up here today.
Yes, thank you very much, Nora, Jagatis, and also Simfong for being here. I have to say that they are the core team of the support team of the Global Empowerment Summit. So I'm really happy
I
to
love
have
it.
them here. And thank you, Nancy, for figuring out Facebook for us and not giving up on YouTube. So, Tim, I wish you a beautiful day. I wish you a beautiful evening, actually. Sleep well. And then I
you.
wish you also a beautiful start of your episode. Let me bring up again the title of your show so that people can find it.
Thank you.
Jeg is also sending love, 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 love.
Love.
And then this is the name of the show, you see. Showing up perspectives on cancers on Tuesday. I think it will be in Malaysia, Wednesday morning, 8 a.m. or something like this. So it's always the next day morning.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Yes.
Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah,
Is the
this is
8 p.m.
Eastern time. So normally it's the next day morning for you. If you are interested in it, please check out the link that I shared, and you can just click on it and save it to your calendar. So thank you very much, Tim.
Thank you.
Have a beautiful
Thank
day.
you,
I will
Andrea.
put the love, love, love on the screen. And then I will say goodbye to you with a little teaser. And then I'm continuing. So thank you very much
Thank
for being here.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
So hello everyone, I'm just continuing it for a little while because today is a workshop day. I mean, if you don't have anything to do this Saturday, then this is the best place to be. Why? Because we have amazing workshops coming up. So maybe you just hop into the Zoom room and you keep it open until the end of the day, and you keep some small breaks in between having your meal and then coming back to us. And I will just tell you the lineup, and I want to say hi to Nancy again. And thank you, Tim, for being here. Thank you, Jack, for supporting. Thank you, Simfong. And also thank you for Nora. You are all doing so many amazing things for other people. So let's keep up elevating the world and empowering underserved communities. So first of all, what's coming next is something very, very special. I met Kenyatta through LinkedIn, and what she is doing, it's really something that you need to try. I tried it and it's working, but I will not tell you what's that. I will let the video tell it, what Kenyatta was preparing. Yes, team, I'm really, really happy to having you here, and I will follow you. Yay! Nancy, the person who is also elevating others. Yes, shout out. As Brian would say, shout out to Nancy, and shout out to Tim, and shout out to Brian Schulman, and shout out to Jack. Okay, if you want to do more shout outs, go to the Voice Your Vibe show or the Saturday show that Brian and Nancy is doing. So let's see the video that I prepared for you. I will just add it to the stream and I will choose the inspiring video. Thank you, team. And you will see that this is something that Kenyatta prepared, and it's kind of like a teaser to her workshop today. So let me show it to you.
Hi, my name is Kenyatta Turner. I'm the founder and CEO of Freedom Empire Consulting, where I coach, influence, and protect. I'm a behavioral superpowers coach. And what I know about behavior is that it causes 87% of performance issues in life and in business. I also know that how you do anything is how you do everything, which is why I'm so excited to invite you to check out my workshop. It is called 8 Behavioral Success Factors for Life in Business. In this workshop, I'm going to outline the 10 behavioral identities that make up who you are, but also the 8 behavioral success factors that influence success. I'm so excited to share this information with you. Veronica Tegleva says, to know yourself, you must sacrifice the illusion that you already do. So please do not miss this workshop. You're going to learn about your own behavior, your own success factors, as well as those of others. My behavioral superpower style is an outgoing, fast-paced influencer. What's yours? Hope to see you soon. Bye.
I just love it. She has such a strong personality and a very, very amazing style. So if you would like to hop on this workshop, then the only thing to do is to go on the website. And then when you are on the Global Summit website, you need to see the embedded calendar. And when you just click on the session title of the Kenyatta's workshop, the Zoom link will pop up and you can join us and hop in. And actually, you can save that link because all the different workshops are in the same room. You already know it if you are joining us week by week. This is one link all the time for all the workshops. And you can just save it for yourself. And whenever you see a workshop is going on, especially today, then you can just use the same link and join us. So what is coming up after Kenyatta's workshop is one more interview on YouTube, which is with Jiva about people skills versus technology, something super exciting. And then after lunchtime, we will come with Cheryl Rita about finding your purpose with who I am. And then we have Niga Sharman from Leaderonomics about find self-centered towards societal heart, something very specific. So please keep on being in that Zoom room. Actually, you can stay in the Zoom room from 2 p.m. until 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. because that's all the workshops in the same Zoom room. So in the meantime, in between, you can take your breaks, you can have some water, you can go out and come back. But yeah, from 2 p.m. Malaysia time, Singapore time, until 6 p.m., we will be in the same Zoom room in the afternoon, which is morning time in Europe and in South Africa, and also available for Southeast Asia. So please join in, stay there, and enjoy the last workshops. Then we are having Irene Kiloby with her colleagues and friends, and they will talk about Gen Y, X, and Z. And if you haven't seen her interview or presentation from when was it, 2 days before, then please rewatch it because it was amazing what she shared about the different generations. And then we will have Kiran again for a workshop about managing difficult conversations, tips and strategies. So much value today. Please be there, stay tuned, and enjoy this value that we are bringing you on a Saturday. And for the rest, we will have one more day. The Sunday is coming up, the last day of the Global Empowerment Summit. I don't even know how to say this. Like, for 6 weeks, I was glued to the screen and I was bringing you all the 215 speakers, I believe, at the end, and it will be around more than 300 live sessions. I haven't counted yet, but I will count until tomorrow. And we still have a few workshops coming up next, Sunday, tomorrow, which will be TikTok with Rosalind Das. We have one wellness session in the morning. I will teach you some Latin beats, some movements and dancing. And then we will have a sharing session from Mauritius with Mario Agustin about generations. Then hopefully, if all the technology works well, then I will have Justin Kennedy, who will share his story about teenage struggles and stigmatization in Africa, very specific topic. And then Ovais is coming about risk management, which is also very important today. And then we are closing the day with Katie about sustainability and impact then niche it with NLP modeling, and at the end we will have our closing ceremony. So the closing ceremony will happen in another room. It's the networking party Zoom room, but again, the easiest way to find it, go to the globalempowermenthub.com website, and then when you are already there, you just have to click on the ceremony sessions title in the embedded calendar on the homepage or in the schedule page, and you will see the Zoom link. It couldn't be easier, right? You just have to use this, and you can be there in the Zoom rooms. The ceremony will be a party, so we will celebrate the 6 weeks. Most of the speakers will be there. You can be there as an audience. We will have some dancing, we will have some music, some games, and we will be having just a nice time together and celebrating these beautiful moments that we had together. So that's all, folks. I don't have anything to say for now. If you would like to join Kenyatta's session, I will play one more time the video, and you can join in today's workshops in the GES Zoom workshop room that is available in the calendars. And if you don't find the link, the latest solution is find me on LinkedIn and send me a request, and I will send you the Zoom link myself. So no excuses. Just do it like Nike says. And this is not a commercial, just I love the quote from Nike, because in life, the only thing matters is to do it. So just do it. Okay, so let's play one more time the video and then see you in the workshop room in 15 minutes with Kenyatta.
Hi, my name is Kenyatta Turner. I'm the founder and CEO of Freedom Empire Consulting, where I coach, influence, and protect. I'm a behavioral superpowers coach. And what I know about behavior is that it causes 87% of performance issues in life and in business. I also know that how you do anything is how you do everything, which is why I'm so excited to invite you to check out my workshop. It is called 8 Behavioral Success Factors for Life in Business. In this workshop, I'm going to outline the 10 behavioral identities that make up who you are, but also the 8 behavioral success factors that influence success. I'm so excited to share this information with you. Veronica Tegleva says, to know yourself, you must sacrifice the illusion that you already do. So please do not miss this workshop. You're going to learn about your own behavior, your own success factors, as well as those of others. My behavioral superpower style is an outgoing, fast-paced influencer. What's yours? Hope to see you soon. Bye.